Project management is critical to the success of any digital transformation. Organizational change management is also important to the success of any digital transformation. But what's the difference between organizational change and project management? That's what I want to talk about here today. My name is Eric Kimberling. I'm the CEO of Third Stage Consulting. We're an independent consulting firm that helps clients throughout the world reach their third stage of digital transformation success. And in order to be successful in any sort of digital transformation, you need solid project management and you need solid organizational change management. There's a lot of differences between these two disciplines, but there's a lot of overlap and similarities, and the two are very dependent on one another. So what I want to do today is talk about what exactly project management is, what change management is, and how the two are interrelated to make a digital transformation successful. Now, to gain a deeper understanding into what exactly project management is and what organizational change management is and how some of the best practices can relate to those two disciplines, I encourage you to read our book called Lessons from 1,000 Digital Transformations. In this book, we provide 20 different best practices to help make your digital transformation successful, both from a project management and from a change management perspective. So I encourage you to read that. You can access that via the QR code in front of you or the links in the description field below. First, it helps to understand what project management is. And project management is essentially the planning and execution and the overall management of an entire digital transformation or any sort of change initiative. So this includes the planning, the scoping, the budgeting, the resourcing, the milestone tracking, the quality assurance, everything that's related to ensuring that a project plan is achieved across the board and that the resources are deployed effectively, the quality is being assured, and the budget and resources are being managed the way they should be. So essentially, project management is the overarching function of managing all of the different moving parts and pieces of a transformation, including, but not limited to, organizational change management. It also includes the technical work streams and workflows, the process reengineering, the data migration, and other key components of any sort of digital transformation. To gain a deeper understanding and a broader understanding of what project management is, I encourage you to check out this deeper dive summary video of what change management is right here in this video. You can find that on my YouTube channel, and I go into more detail of what project management is. But for today's purposes, I wanted to provide a summary of what exactly project management is. Now, we've talked about what project management is, but what exactly is change management and how is that different from project management? Well, organizational change management is essentially focused on ensuring that the human components of change are achieved in any sort of transformation. So in other words, organizational change management is one work stream within an overarching and a broader digital transformation. So while a project manager is going to manage all the functions within a digital transformation, organizational change management is focused on one specific function, which is the people side of change. Now, there's a lot of different dimensions of change management, everything from ensuring that the internal organization is aligned, ensuring that executives are on board with the transformation, ensuring that we understand change impacts, ensuring that we're communicating the way we should, ensuring that we're effectively training employees on new processes and new ways of doing business. All of those different components are pieces of organizational change management. And while organizational change management is critical to effective change management and vice versa, they are two very distinctly different work streams and disciplines. Now, I won't dive into a ton of detail here today on what exactly change management is, but to learn more and to better understand the different deliverables and work streams within change management, I encourage you to check out this video right here on my YouTube channel called What is Organizational Change Management? That video dives into a lot more detail and provides some additional depth as to what change management is. But to summarize for today, change management is an important part, an important piece of an overall project, and effective project managers need to have effective change management, and effective change managers need to have effective project management to augment what they're doing. Now, while we've talked about how project management is different from change management, it's important to also call out and recognize how they're similar and where the intersections or the overlaps are between the two disciplines. First and foremost, it's important to recognize that there's an art and a science to both project management and change management. Project management is typically viewed as more of a science, and there's a specific process and certification that a lot of project managers will follow in terms of PMP certification and processes and whatnot, while change management oftentimes is viewed as more of an art. It's a little bit less tangible, sometimes it's more touchy-feely, And it's harder for a lot of people to understand because of that art side of transformation. But the reality is project managers need to also understand the art of change management. Change managers should understand the science of project management. So that's the first thing, is that there's very complementary strengths of these two disciplines that do overlap, and being able to do both or manage both well is extremely effective. The other commonality between the two is that in order to be an effective change manager and an effective project manager, you have to be good at managing different stakeholders. You have to understand the internal politics and internal dynamics of an organization going through a change in order to be effective at managing a project and managing change. And then finally, the other big commonality between these two disciplines is the fact that you have to have strong project management and strong change management in order for a project to be successful. If you're going through a digital transformation and you're extremely weak in either or both of those areas, project management, change management, the project is highly likely to fail. So if you're a project manager, you want to make sure you have a really strong change lead and a change management team. If you're a change manager, you want to make sure that you have a strong project manager. And in fact, you want to apply some of those project management principles to the way you manage organizational change. So the reality here is that they're very different disciplines. They are distinctly different fields and skill sets and strengths that are required to make those two work streams successful, but there's also a lot of overlap, and they're critical to each other's success. Now, just to tie this all together, if we look at why digital transformations fail and why only a small subset of transformations are successful, it's largely because organizations fail in one or both of these areas. They either don't have effective project management overseeing and guiding and managing the project, and or they don't have effective change management to deal with the people side of change. So the bottom line and the summary here is that you have to have both in order to be successful. And as you're planning for your digital transformation, you want to make sure that you have strong project management, project governance to guide the overall project, and you have strong organizational change to ensure that you've addressed the people side of change. While these two disciplines alone can't guarantee success, they do exponentially increase your likelihood of success if you do these two things well. So I hope this has provided you some guidance and direction on the difference between these two important disciplines within digital transformation. To learn more about it, I encourage you to read our book called Lessons from 1000 Digital Transformations. It's a book that covers 20 different lessons and best practices from helping organizations through the world with their digital transformations. You can read that book by scanning the QR code in front of you, or you can go to the links below. I've also included links to other resources that will help you from a project management perspective, as well as from a change management perspective. So I encourage you to check out those links in the description below. So I hope you found this information useful, and hope you have a great day. An effective change manages, and it's called What is Project Management? I think, but it might not be. So let me redo that.